Very relaxing.
Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, riders from all the world. We have here a very beautiful couple. I know the two of them, they are crazy. We're going to talk with them and see what's going to happen in 25, but most important, what happened in 24. And I want to welcome Jess, Dan. Thank you so much for coming here and let's have some fun. First of all, I would love for you guys to present yourselves for everybody who don't know you. I think most of the people know you very well, but for everybody who don't know you, please.
Sure. Shall I
You
go
go
first?
first. Yeah, go for it.
Cool.
Oh, what happened here? What happened here? Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
No. Huh? It's broken. No. No. It's broken.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. It's okay.
There we go. Yeah, I'm Jess. I live in Scotland, part of the kind of European one wheel and racing in that. And yeah, I just started riding in maybe early 2022, US on the West Coast, kind of Sacramento area, and then went up the West Coast. So yeah, was XR and now Vesc fly packs. So
And you,
yeah.
my friend.
I'm Dan Turner, born and raised in Portugal, and I've always lived here. And I ride with the Onewheel Algarve crew. It doesn't sound like it because my parents are both English, but yeah, born out here. And started one-wheeling the summer of 2023, so almost 2 years now. And did a race here in Portugal. It was like a public race. It was the first one of last season, and just fell in love with it. And then built a fly pack to go to some more events and do more and compete in the finals. And just love racing one wheels, really, and doing tricks and stuff.
The people racing against you.
People.
So they are very kind, the two of them. So this two. I don't know which one who push more for the other one. They love this sport a lot, and I'm very proud to see them, the two of them as couple. They are the best, always positive energy, and they love it a lot. And I think they bring a lot to the table. They bring more ladies, more persons to this sport. And the important thing, they are the two of them. They are DIY. They do themselves,
Yeah.
and they are Vesks. If you
Currently.
see on the back, they are building something there. That's what we're going to talk about. The first question I'm going to put to the two of you directly. What was the first board? Do you start directly with the one wheel? Well, let's start always with the ladies. What was the first electric that you guys had?
One wheel was the first electric, I think. I did a bit of mountain boarding when I was younger, but I didn't try the electric mountain board. They do look fun. Yeah, pretty much one wheel.
And it was Future Motion you started.
Yeah, I started with
an
Future
XR.
Motion, going around the trails in the US on like stock XR with like a Vega tire and like stock foot pads and things. So like kind of thrown in the deep end, but it was good learning for me. So
And for
Yeah.
you, my friend?
I started with a Pint X from Future Motion. I bought secondhand, and it broke within 1 month. I got a GT, and that broke within like 5 or 6 months. And then I got an XR, and that broke in the first few weeks. And then I got a float wheel, and I thought that was going to break. So then I just thought I need to go DIY, and that was like I need to be able to fix it myself. And
I'm not surprised it happened.
I was trying to like go downstairs and things and smashing the battery box, and it's just always happening.
That is going to be the best interview, guys. That is going to be good. So it's like this. If you want to be in the hands of this two, you have to be a machine and you have to be durable because they go to the limit of these machines and they have to work well.
Well, Dan does. And then
Just for everybody's coming, thank you so much for coming to the live. We are now official in all the groups of Facebook. The live is there too if you want to see there, and later on we're going to be in Instagram with the live. And if you have any questions, leave there in the comments and we will try to answer. So first of all, we're going to put some people already write to us.
That's Nico.
Cool.
Let's see the people. Vinny's there. Patrick is there.
We just saw Vin recently in Belgium.
Yeah, I see the video. It was amazing.
Hi, Millers.
Family Millers is there. They was the first couple to come here, huh?
Yeah.
That
really
was
good,
the first one.
Inspirational as well, and Float the Highlands, really like racing Christy and her being like a little thing of dust in the distance was like good. Yeah, zooming ahead, but it was really like good to kind of get that drive. I think over the winter then all the ladies were like thinking about what they could do to level up, so it was good inspiration.
I'm going to make the question: how do the two of you came together?
We met Shred the Shires. So yeah, we met Shred the Shires at one of the Onewheel races, and yeah, you weren't sure even if you were going to go to that event, and then last minute you decided to go with Fabio.
With Fabio, yeah.
So yeah, it was good.
It was good or still good?
It was in like an Airbnb, being fancy and having showers every day, and I was like camping with that little Portaloo toilet to do the shower and everything. So yeah, it's good.
Wait a second, we will talk about what is happening in the back. Leave us just the workshop is already close to finish. I have some pictures and everything. We will talk about it. Don't worry. We're going to go to
Onewheels in the background.
Let's put this way. You guys come from different regions. I know that you guys was in Australia not so long ago, but tell us, racing against like you as a lady, how do you see the evolution in Europe, UK? How do you see the evolution of ladies flying in this beautiful boards that is the Onewheels and Vescs? Because we have to speak about Vescs. Europe is Vesc.
Yeah, when I started at Float the Highlands, I don't think there were more than like 5 boards in the whole event that were Vesc. I might be wrong on that, but there were definitely more future motion boards. Mm-hmm. And then thereafter, it's been almost entirely Vesc. And I know quite a few of the She Swears ladies have now got the Fungineers board, and everybody's going Vesc now. So it's all people talking about flight. It's becoming way more of a normal thing for people to fly with the boards, which is really cool. Yeah, and it's really cool to see actually just how things are developing over time.
We're kind of forced into Vesc here in Europe, aren't we? But it's a thing to be forced into as well, like the freedom of being able to repair your own boards and knowing exactly what's happening. And when your board breaks now and you're on a group ride, it's not that shock of like, oh my God, what do I do? Like when you're on a GT, you're like, okay, it's a mystery now, I'll never know. But with a Vesc, you get home, you open it, you can message people on Discord and test something with a voltmeter and replace a component, and it's back on the road again, you know.
You just need to carry on hoarding all of the parts, and then it's fine.
but okay, my friend, let's do it like this. I think that is very interesting what you said. Then, how do you see the evolution when you start? I know you for a couple of years that you start with the Vesc world, and now how do you see the evolution? Now we're going to go to 130 volts. I think is now the maximal voltage that we have.
Yeah, 130. I think 32S.
Yes, I think Luke is going to be 34, something like that. It's the same, around 130 volts. So
30S because I'm doing a flight pack and I want to use the Tronic X12 controller, which doesn't go as high voltage as the Fungineers, but I think it's going to be a game changer for the high speed sections. I think for some races like Shred the Shires, for example, it won't make much difference because it's more twisty turny and stuff, and you get the opportunity at high speeds. But somewhere like Onewheel Algarve or the Swiss race with that part across the top at the back where you can really push high top speeds, it'll probably help a bit there. And on the longer races as well, you've got a higher duty cycle potential at the end of the race when you've lost a load of battery, because obviously the board loses power as you go down. If you start with a higher voltage, by the end of it, you've still got a really high top speed that you can reach.
Do you think there is a limit for that? Do you think we are coming to the limit of voltage with the Onewheel? Or you think that is just the beginning?
It's in this world that it's just going to keep stepping up, I think. People are just making bigger and bigger controllers, using bigger MOSFETs like components, and just I think it's maybe getting to a point where the boards already go faster than anyone wants to go, right? There's
Yeah.
people doing 50 miles an hour, like speed records, which nobody is comfortable racing that on the trail unless you had a giant tire with super suspension and full gear. But like realistically, I think the limit of the board could go higher, but I don't think it's necessary. You know, I think we're already at
I think now they're coming with 8-inch tires.
yeah, there's some up there.
Yeah. We talk about that in private too, and I talk with Lou. I'm listening that the people here are very inspiring by the. But for you, do you love the big tires?
Yeah. So I'm currently changing from a Superflux to a Hypercore, and I'm going to put it on a big tire. And then my board at the moment, we've got the boxes from 4820 obligatory, and he's designed them specifically so you can fit the big tire on the standard rails. So I've got standard rails, 4820 obligatory, and and then we're going to try and fit the big tire on it as well and see how it does. But definitely a game changer for the big tire, especially from the Belgium race. That was the first time that I raced with a Vesc, and I borrowed Dan's board, and it was really cool to see how it handled the mud. I think everybody was sliding everywhere. I fell off like 2 or 3 times just from that big tire, like gripping, and it's really good. It's a game changer, and it's like I wouldn't want to go back to not having a big tire
now. So I have the 7-inch. It's very big, but mine was a mess. Was the first I speak with you before of that, and was I think the first ones, and was with the problem. I hope that does not happen. But I'm never going to come back to the old and small tires. I think I have 6 or 7 pairs there on my. If somebody wants, contact me. I give them because I'm never going to use it again. My kids, they don't want it.
It's a game changer.
Yeah,
it makes it so much easier. You don't have to think when you're on the trails. It's just like a cloud. You see the little rocks and stuff, and then they're just not there.
But I know that I change very fast, but I don't want to change. I want to stay focused. Is like you started in UK, Wales, Scotland. The first race. I think most of the ladies we have racing today is from England, UK, Wales, this area, and then Switzerland is the strongest ones we have. And do you think this year we're going to see more ladies coming to the top, or maybe racing?
I think it might. I think the women's leaderboard, in terms of like what's happening, changed so vastly compared to the men's. Like there's a lot of people, and then some people just get in the zone for a certain race and they're just like absolutely nail it. So I think it's kind of all to play for in some way. There's some really strong riders. I think Alicia in the UK is amazing, and so is Kate. Obviously, she was at the top of the board. They're like really good, but also like, you know, Nadine and Shannon, everybody, they're like definitely
progressing like crazy. She's been doing crazy progress over the winter. If you see her videos,
yeah, the drops and stuff that she's doing really now. Cool, I think there's going to be quite a few people who are going to be coming up, and it's all to play for. I don't really know what's going to happen.
Not about new riders though.
No, but everybody's getting Vesc now, so it's going to be really interesting. I know Z in Portugal is getting a Vesc and stuff as well. So
she's going to be crazy.
She's really fast, and she's crazy. So
she was pushing the XR to the limit. She was diving from
which one?
Layla Z.
Z is always crazy. Do you know what's the problem from Z? I'm going to tell you what's the problem from Z. The problem for Z is he don't know the limit.
Yeah.
And she wants the board to go more that the board can.
Mm-hmm.
And but that was on XR previously, and now she's on Vesc.
It's going to be
up to the level of how fast she wants to go. So
when you see she riding, she falls and she come back. She falls and she come back. If you see the race like me, I was falling in the drones. Most of the races that she done in the last 3 years, and I said she's not afraid of nothing, and I think that is the main problem from her and from our actual champion is the control, and for Dan too, because Dan is another problem. He always goes to more than the limit, and I sometimes I talk with you and I say, my friend, what are you doing? The machine cannot go faster than you want more, but the machine cannot give you that. You have to control that. And the same is with the I see the last race in Switzerland that you was racing against one of the best riders, Jaffa, and I think the two of you are a big potential to win one day. And I see the competition is you guys have to control the machine. You and the machine. You are faster than the machine, and you don't have the voltage. Maybe now you have it. Huh? Do you think now with 134 volts you're going to have the what you need?
In Switzerland, my board didn't make it through the airport, so I was borrowing Tom's board, which was very kind of him. But it was 19S, and I'm used to 24S, so I had a little bit more top speed. But I think after 24S, on my board, I don't normally push the limit. I think in the finals, I hit about 54 kilometers. I don't really want to go much faster than that. I mean, I do, but
come on, what are you saying? I can show you the drag race here, my friend. You go to the limits. You love the limits. Don't say that. It's easy. There is a word I always say. It's simple. When we are out of the boards or the machines, we always say, "Nah, I'm going to go easy, no problem." But when you sit there and you put your helm, you forget about everything around.
But it's not only the voltage as well that's going to make that speed. Like the tire diameter, field weakening, the KV winding of the motor. Like I have the high torque motor. If you swap for a high like Superflux, you're going to get more top speed. There's other ways to, but you're always sacrificing some torque for some speed, and one way or the other, I guess you need to find like the sweet spot.
The sweet spot.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I want from you, the two of you, this year. I know that I have some footage of the race in Portugal, the finals. I put a little just to show how the competition of the ladies was before the finals. You seeing the four riders together competing. The distance between them was so small, and that was so fun to see the ladies racing that. And you are with the drone. You are just amazed to see. Have the opportunity to see how you ladies are improving every year, and you are not afraid of nothing. Who are the persons who push for you?
Who are the people that push us?
Yes, you, Jenny.
Me?
The two of you. When you are in a race, who are the persons that you say, okay, this person, I have to go fast. I have to work
like competition.
Yeah,
like
the competition.
Well, for me, it's Alexis, Jay, and Hannes were my main concerns for the finals.
Yeah.
Those three. I only made top three. Alexis's board didn't. He had some bad luck, but they were definitely the 5 people there.
I mean, for me, it depends, because at the moment I've never raced like Rahel or Diana or anybody else, because just the way that the setup has been in the semifinals. But I do find myself racing against, I think, Kate, and I think we're kind of well matched. She's on the GT, but in the finals, I don't know if you got it on the drone. Well, no, the kind of semi-final section, but I was trying to take her over, and I was like, on your right, and she just went no and sped up, and I was like, hang on a second.
Don't forget, I know Kate for 3 years riding.
Yeah.
Please, and the evolution of Kate is impressive.
Yeah, she's got footholds and stuff as well now, which I think makes it really stable for the features.
She goes for it.
But I'd like to try and test some overlanders this year. See.
You're going to try it?
Being locked into the board for me, I think.
Yeah,
I'd like to try it, yeah.
You have to think, like in Portugal, you see the finals, you have the jumps, you have Janis, he lose lots of riders lose because of the jumps, because you don't have nothing for your feet to stay in the board, and a small failure, a small mistake is you lose a race, or you lose the chance to go to the next round. And we have to think that is going to be obstacles. And you have to be good trained for that. And you see, Janis is very good and obstacles, and he lose the race in Portugal because of obstacle. Is that's why he lose it. And the kid is a machine. Believe me, this kid is he don't have no fear. And he was racing with the machine from Janis.
Yeah.
He win with his machine.
But he was going to be on the GTS, and I think it would have been really interesting if his GTS hadn't had a problem, because I wanted to see Hannes on the Vesc versus Jay on the GTS. I think Hannes would have beat him.
That would be interesting.
In a Vesc, in a GTS, he don't have no chance to win Janis.
I don't know. He lost on the other races, on the mass races, on the Infinity race. He's because he's so light, and the GTS has got a really high top. You're just in pushback all the time, but it's still an impressive machine. But I think Vesc would have taken the win, and the bigger tire as well on the terrain that we were on.
Yeah, the sound.
Okay,
but I would have liked to have seen that match. That's what I wanted to see.
Sure.
I just going to tell you something. This kid is crazy. Forget it. He looked. I look to him, and I look to you, and Janis for me is a guy who is very. He always goes in his time. He don't step it up. And you know that he lose last year, not this year in 23, because he was speeding too much and he make lots of mistakes. And sometimes you have to go and control yourself and don't go to the limit. That way you're going to win with the mistakes from the others.
Smooth is fast.
Yeah. And believe me, that's why. The other thing is like this. Do you change everything in your boards this year, or is going to be you have new feed pads, you have new sensors, or is just the batteries?
I've been changing everything between each race all the time, trying different tires and foot pads and rails and everything. Next season, I'm going to do a complete new board.
It's nice.
I'm designing everything myself to do a 30S1P fly pack.
And Nico in Scotland's doing it as well. It'll be really exciting. And he's got a little Vesc lab set up, so it's good because we've got Vesc labs in Scotland and Portugal now, which is really good. Yeah. I was on an XR for the whole of the last season, except for Belgium, where I borrowed Dan's. And then we built the flight pack that I'm on my race board at the moment. We built it hours before the Infinity race. So we had no time to test it or anything. It's just with a random tune thrown on for the semi-finals of the women's races. I was on a brand new board that I hadn't tested. So it's nice to actually just have the time to do the kind of tuning this time.
I'll try foot holders for the first time this year, and I feel significantly faster, and is around 20 to 50 to 20 seconds faster. Huh? Is a lot, huh?
Pretty good to know.
Footholds really help, I think.
Yeah.
I've used them like 3 or 4 times in my life, and it was only for racing. And it's I don't like to ride them usually, like day to day, but for racing, it's like
I think they're for the outside rather than pulling it up on the inside. It doesn't feel natural. But then the Overlanders, I think, are the winner. You're
going to try them, aren't you?
Yeah.
I think it's important for you guys to try. I know that lots of people don't have it. Janis don't use it, but he's out of the race, so we're not going to put this year. He's not going to be there racing. So that last year, who was the privilege to ride against him, the best man was the last year from him. We are not going to see him racing.
Oh, he retired.
And, he said he wants tricks, he wants other style, he don't want to race, and I understand him. And but there is other races there. There is other guys, and the most surprised, I think, there is a kid from Switzerland that this year I think is going to go to the Grows, not anymore for the youngs. And this kid is going to be a good competition for you guys, huh?
Maiko at the Swiss race last year, he was Groms and he had better time than any of the adults. And he was
all of you guys. He beat all the best time.
He beat Alexis and Fabian and everyone. It was crazy.
And you were saying Thorkild as well
from Denmark. He was a big surprise. He joined the league right at the last minute because he won in the games. And I was like, I never knew who this guy was. And then I was racing with him and he was just like a bullet. Just total surprise. So I wonder what he's going to be, for 2025. It's going to be scary.
It's the same like Matty from France. The guy was in Switzerland with you guys. I know that Matty has a big background of in France, but I never know him personally. And I was seeing him racing there with the GTS, and I was like, he's the only guy here with the GTS. and the guy was in the finals.
Yeah.
Super fast.
He's good at all-rounder as well, like the tricks and stuff as well.
Mhm.
He tends to dominate well, so he's
Yeah.
just good at everything, really. It's really cool.
I would love to bring riders from USA here.
Yeah.
I think it will be fantastic for all of us.
Yeah.
Because then we can see what is the challenge. I think the guys are crazy, but they
Yeah.
train every day.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
have good weather. We don't have that in Portugal. Yes, we have good weather, but in most of the places we don't have it. And the Americans, they has the good thing that they can ride every day, and they
Yeah.
drive like crazy. And of course, the prices there for the one wheel is cheaper than for us here in Europe. When we make all the things together, is very expensive here for us to put.
Mhm.
How much is going to take for you guys to build a race machine today? Not doing yourself. Let's put it a person putting.
Not yourself.
Yeah,
lot.
because there is lots of persons who cannot do it. You can do it, but most of them cannot do it.
You
What do you
save-
think?
Do it gradually, bit by bit, and save a lot doing the batteries yourself.
Yeah, but
But I would.
if you're gonna someone else, then you're gonna something like the Fungineers, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Like
But if you a guy wants a race machine,
well, I think the Fungineers one is pretty good race option. The 20S2
Yeah.
with the
but
Thor
you're going
3
to be in 84 volts, or
Yeah,
84 volts.
with some field with a big tire, it's still gonna be fast. But if you want to build a crazy fast race machine, you need to get someone to build a battery for you, like a 30S or something, or 24S or something.
Mhm.
What do you think can cost today, just for the people to know is out there and maybe wants to go to these races, or maybe try to make the evolution and say, okay, I'm good riding a one wheel, but I want to step up, and you have a knowledge for that. What you think can be around? We don't need to be precise, but a little higher than what you think is going to cost
I'd
with
say
a 1P.
less than 3,000, maybe. The
I think
cheapest
it
way
was
would
like
be
2,500 or something.
no, but to not doing it yourself.
Not
No,
doing
not doing yourself.
Would probably be buy the Fungineers stuff, because they sell the Thor 400 box as a kit, and then with the rails and the motor and everything, and then you could just get the battery built then.
Okay, somebody is just telling 2K if you do it yourself. 2K is you're never going to do it yourself, my friend. Okay, maybe. Okay, but if you want everything, if you have some parts at home, maybe you can come to that. Okay, so
in pounds. So
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, it's doing in pounds. Okay, then pounds is okay. Then we are like euro. 5. Okay, I think 5 is too much. 5 is
depends. If it's a fusion with the batteries on both sides, and it's all the top stuff, then maybe
yeah.
you can get crazy amounts. But
The
yeah,
good
I think
thing
it
about-
really varies with what you're going to do, doesn't it?
The good thing about Vesc is that you can buy all the parts gradually and piece it all together, which is kind of how I did it, in terms of like I got the rails first and I put it on the XR, and then I bought the batteries and did the welding and stuff, and like did it piecewise, so it spreads it, and then you don't know how much money you're spending, so it makes it easier. It's less to look at your
It's
bank,
like buying
the
it
full
on
cost.
credit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Tell me, my friend. My wife always, how much is this toys here? And I think that is too expensive. Yeah, I think I have some of them. You can see it here. Let's do it like this.
Nice. That's so many helmets.
Let me
I've
see.
seen your workshop before with all the boards and all the
Yeah.
stuff. That's crazy.
I have more, but I'll leave it like that. That is all Vesc now. I don't have it anymore. That is for my doctor, the pink, and that's for my son. Now I have to change the tires and helms. I have lots of helms. That is too much helms, but I need protections. I cannot pass without protections.
We were talking to Goes in Belgium when we went to go and visit him, and I was saying that I think maybe 3 boards is probably like enough, and I thought that would be like too much, and he was like, no, that's not enough. I've got 10.
But
Like...
Jose's crazy. He turned up to the group ride with 5 boards in his car, 2 boards, and we were going back to the car and changing boards again. And
yeah,
but it's,
You have to think like this, like the two of you. You are two of you. You have to have always a backboard if you have is not working, or you don't charge very fast, or there is any problem. You have to always be prepared if you are racing. You don't have no chance.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
I've noticed in the One Wheel Algarve, the way that most of us, our community grew was from people like Philippe, who had a spare board and would lend it to someone and say, use this board for a week, you know, and come on rides with us. And then like then they get addicted and then they want their own board, and then he'd lend it to someone else. And of how from people having spare boards and letting other people experiment and come on group rides is kind of how our community grew so fast. So I think it's like a good, if you have like an old XR or something like this, it's a practice to just let people try it. And
we just got a family into it, just going around Falasia.
Yeah.
And they would and ask what it was, and then they bought one straight off the bat like a week later, and we're going around on it. And now they're like, we have to have 3 because we're all fighting for taking turns on this board.
He bought my GT Vesc. He was like in the camper van, I need one of these, and he bought it. And then he messaged me a week later like, we have to keep taking it in turns. It's like my son wants one and now my wife wants one, and it's just like in a short space of time.
I think first of all, I think Algarve has changed. Philippe, the guys, you, Fabio in one part, everybody has work, and of course the weather, the trails, everything comes as a perfect match, and you have the right the perfect place for you to ride. You can go everywhere. If you want to go to the mountains, you go to the mountains. If you want to go to the close to the sea, or very close to the sea and have kilometers and kilometers of just enjoying, is you cannot. I think the races are good, but I think the most important thing about One Wheel in Portugal is doing this type of things like you guys do, that I see Jess going there and have fun with everybody, goes to these trails and enjoying the nature, and seeing the guys fly. What was this video that you guys was riding? That is, everything comes together, and that is so beautiful. Really and cool. The sunset we have there.
There's people paragliding, we're one-wheeling on the cliffs, there's people on mountain bikes, like off-roading and stuff, and it's just everyone's having like a great time.
You were saying Falasia Beach, the one that everybody goes along, that's one of the top 10 best beaches in the world regularly, and in Europe definitely always wins awards, top 10 best beaches in the world. So it is like, and it's a really cool place to go. Legal
to ride here, which isn't the case for most European countries, unfortunately.
I'm not going to say nothing. Here in Germany is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Jaina.
Let's put the other one with a nice Vesc.
It's a good shot.
I think my board it's pretty optimum in terms of what it looks like. I love it. I love those rails. They're so good. And being able to tighten the inner axle bolts and stuff is like really nice. So good.
I think that is beautiful to see out. I just want to pass here. Is something that you like to make this type of tricks, or you come because he loves to do this type of stuff too? I know him in the beginning when I see Dan riding. That was the stuff he was always doing, tricks and everything. Is something that you love to do?
Yeah, I love doing it. And the reason why I'm doing the varials in that one is because the UK Collective group on Facebook has got a competition at the moment for a winter progression. So you pick a trick and you see how much you can progress with it, and then somebody could, win a ticket to send it sorry at the end of it. So it's really like motivated a load of people doing like curb nudges and body varials, and I think Ed's doing slides, and so everybody's been like using it to motivate themselves over the winter when the weather's worse in the UK.
If you go on their Facebook, you can just see videos and videos and videos of people doing like crazy progress that we're never doing.
That is like a small competition.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
I think that is a good idea to bring the community together. I'm always for the community. For me, the important thing is I'm going to go to UK now in May. I'm going to go to a big event in UK.
Nice.
Lots of
Shred the
people,
Shreds,
not later on.
different one.
I'm going to go in Wales. Is a PV community. It's going to be everybody from the Onewheels there.
Really
Last
cool.
year was 100 persons. I think this year they are already close to 200. That is 4 days of riding in Wales, and I think that is beautiful to see everybody. And this is when you guys was in
Belgium.
Belgium,
Vinny,
seeing these crazy guys.
Vinny does such good documentation of the rides.
Yeah, it's
And
really
they are a fantastic team, huh?
yeah.
Yeah, some of the best riders there.
Yeah. They are not just the best, they are crazy. They are really crazy. If there is something that you want to try it, they're going to try it.
Oh
They
yeah,
are
yeah,
not-
and keep trying it. I love that energy.
hmm
and sometimes you say, how can you try it? But they're going to try it. So that doesn't matter. We're going to go here. Tell me something about this.
This is us doing the welding for my fly pack and making it all for the Onewheel Algarve finals. But then we went over to Australia just for my sister's wedding and thought we'd bring the boards along with us. It's the furthest flight that we could go, and we thought we'd go in the deep end and just test it and see how it does. And we went through like Qatar as well. There were like 5 security checks.
That's Ben.
Ben
How
from
is the Onewheel groups there in Australia? Is big too?
we
Or is
met
it mixed?
other people, but they said there's like a regular group of
They
them
do-
that go riding around Sydney.
Yeah, there's a guy on the Evolve board there. They do big general PEV group rides with unicycles and
Yeah.
boards and everything like that. One wheel group in Sydney is not huge, but we met two of the guys who were like the biggest Vesc guys like in Sydney, and they were crazy.
Yeah.
And it was really funny to the other side of the world and meet people who know all the same
Yeah.
custom wheels and float life and all the suppliers and obligatory and everything, and be talking about all the different rails and batteries, and they've got their own spot welders and stuff. And Ben is like a crazy scientist. He had he bought e-bike batteries from Facebook for like $100, and he puts them in his backpack, and then with the DC converter, like we were charging our boards, and the night before we went out, he was like soldering connectors for our boards and stuff, so we were on 1P packs, and we did a 40-kilometer trail ride through the forest with like poisonous ants crossing in front of us, and the birds in the trees and everything. We were like in the middle of nowhere, and we did 40K without stopping to charge, just charging
really
with
cool.
these e-bike chargers in like the heavy backpacks. So we got to really explore. So and the guy, he was charging his one wheel with like a bench power supply and stuff, like in the because he just set the voltage that he wanted to charge with and stuff. Like crazy guys. It was super fun.
They go so fast.
Mitch.
And Mitch as well.
Yeah, and they were fast.
So fast. We were like stopping at the traffic lights, and they just like scooch in really quickly, and they were going over the bridge at like 25 miles an hour or something,
fast,
just like
passing
zooming.
the traffic. We were like trying to keep up. If they came to EU, they would be good.
They would
good
be
races.
like
in
16,
the lead.
100%.
Yeah, they were fast guys.
Yeah.
So I just want to say what I told to you in private. If people don't know, follow more the groups from Australia. The groups from Australia has a big background of DIY and creating lots of the boards we have here. Vescs. The first controller we have was from a guy from Australia. Everybody don't know that, but that comes from Australia. It was before was just one controller, and he put the 2 controls that he can have 2 motors and everything. Everything comes from Australia. There is lots of guys DIY very good from Australia. I have good contact. We're going to have, I think, in 2 weeks a lady here from Australia, Sandra, and she's going to come here. She's one of the persons who push it more, the sport there. I have lots of interviews with guys from Australia. I think they are important for our community. If you are out there, doesn't matter, USA, Europe, go to the groups from Australia. You're going to find lots of DIY, and they help you, and they are very active. That is very important for you guys to know. They are not just riding, group rides. Australia, you have to watch it. Australia is, some places are legal, some places are illegal to ride, some cities, states, or how you call it, but the is very positive. We have the luck in Portugal that is is legal, UK is illegal. That is always but
how many riders and races we have from the UK where it's not legal and it's bad weather, but some of the best racers and riders, like both male and female, are from the UK.
You have to have a commitment to the cause. I think if you're from the UK, you have to get your window and just take advantage of it as soon as.
The problem from UK is that people don't know some of the groups, because if you see it in UK, you have lots of old groups, very big groups, and they are very active, and they has mountain boards, AUCs today coming, the Onewheels, and they are always doing something. You have the downhill mountain boards that this year is going to be with AUCs, and they want to integrate the Onewheels to there. And that is an event that is doing, and you have to work a lot, and we have to make more for the communities to grow. And the important thing about UK is not just racing, is the community event, is bringing everybody together. Doesn't care what you are riding, just come and have fun. And that is the beautiful. And in UK, you have that. You have that, and I think that is very, very, very good. For the people who don't know, I have some links. If you go to Facebook, there is a link I'm going to tell to you that is from everybody. That is Europe events now for 2025, and you're going to find all the links from all the events that are. If it's a small event, big event, doesn't matter. That is all related. If you want to find an event, go there. That is not mine. That is from all the groups. Everybody who created an event can go there, and we make administrator, and he can. We just want to push this sport in UK and Europe. We are all of us together. So I want to ask you like this: what is going to be the 2025? What is the plans for you for 2025? Places, races, and machines.
Going back to Shred the Shires, where we met, which will be nice. And then we got the
Sorry. Before, I love about one thing about the Shred the Shires. They have the special name there. It's festival. I think that changed everything, because that is for bringing kids, family. That is.
The group rides,
this
game changed everything.
And they cheer everybody on. Like, you can compete and just feel completely safe to, at your own pace. It's just very inclusive there. And I love the features that Mark builds as well.
And the features are optional. Then there's obviously chicken lines, but it's all grass, the ground as well, so it's not super scary. It's just to try features.
Good to practice.
And then the group rides are really like kid friendly, with like pints and stuff can go, and everyone, it's really inclusive for everyone. It's quite cool.
Would recommend.
Definitely.
I recommend it too. I love the name when they changed to festival. If everybody puts like this, festival or community event, because I think for us to grow bigger and bigger, we have to bring like
crowds.
Your wife don't ride, but you can come. Bring your kids. There is nothing for the kids. We arrange something for the kids. Go there, support, have fun, enjoy yourselves. And that way we can grow more and more. And the people say, oh, what's going to happen next week? Let's go to Portugal. Let's go to UK. And that's the way I think it's going to be better. And the races is going to continue. And that way, maybe you're going to have sponsors for you guys who race. You're going to have more sponsors for you to
themselves as well.
To be able to just put it on. It's a lot of effort for people to do it, and it's a crazy amount of hard work that goes into it. So
when we put in the effort that he puts into organizing an event and all the other events and stuff, what they have to do is so much work. If they could get more sponsors, but we need more crowds and.
That's why that was the thing I always tell to everybody, to Fabio, and I said you have to put food. Bring people. The people have to feel comfortable to bring the families, and that way, you guys as riders, you invest so much money in your machines, in your creations, in the future for the other persons. Because what you are doing, you are bringing the boards out, but you guys are doing something for the future, and that costs lots of money. And if you have that sponsors, it's going to be good for everybody.
I think what struck me was in the Nosedive podcast, were interviewing Rachel Cecil, and she's a 3 times winner of Race for the Rail, and she said she's pretty much even with the amount of kit and time and money that she's put into the sport itself,
to the events,
even though she's won 3 times, you know,
so
and
expensive. So
with that big prize, which we don't have in Europe, but like
she's the person that's won the most one-wheel races, right? I think.
Yeah.
Most money from prizes, and if she's not made a profit,
what are we
then
doing?
everyone else is losing, right? So it's a lot of money and time that people are investing. So,
but it's
I can tell you something. Don't be upset. I was in Switzerland. I was in. I don't want to say the name wrong, but the guys from Switzerland, they arranged last in 2023. I think I was there, and they say, Nelson, can you come to us, Janus? And he said we're going to make like. There is a swimming pool, and we have a place that we can ride. And each person who wants to try it, we're going to put 10 euros for 20 minutes, and we're going to give classes, and everybody can. And they arrange 1,000 euros, and everybody was amazed about that. And I said, this is a community event. It brings new people to this sport. This is not about the money, but this money is going to help you to create your event, but it's going to bring more persons, and that is that is what everybody from like AOL or something, persons who are making events. I always do my events to grow this sport, and I always tell to everybody. And Switzerland has showed to us that is the way. They was not imagined to make so much money. They made 1,000 euros.
It's really good. What is good about Send It Surrey? They have a community interest company, so any profits that they make, they put towards sending riders over to events or supporting them, which I think is a really cool community initiative. And it was taken from the Oak City people as well, which is really cool. So that's fun, and I hope that they'll be able to make money to be able to like support younger riders, and it's just a really nice way to kind of bring the together.
Definitely.
So we need more of that, basically.
We need more. You guys need more. I always battle for the same. I have 350 interviews here, and I'm always telling guys, wake up. That is coming very expensive. And for you to create like you guys, you need 4 boards. Example, 2 for you, 2 for him. And you have to have the money. The money comes not from the sky. We can stay all day here. It's not going to come. It's very expensive. And we need that to grow. For us to have sponsors, we have to have people on the events. We have to, with 50, 100 persons, nobody's going to come. We have to make this, that the events comes bigger. And we have to make this committed. Not just the guys who are organizing, the people are there. They have the same. And that way we can grow as a big community. But leave it there. So, for me, the important thing is next one. Where are you guys going to go? Just this one?
Swiss,
Czech. Both those races are 1 week apart, and we're gonna try and we're gonna do them both in the same time off work. Well, we'll still work a bit from there, but there's some people who are driving, so we're gonna fly. Some people have offered, like Tommy is gonna take our boards from one race to the other, and then we'll stay in a house with some people. And then we're gonna come back, and then you're going to do Send It Surrey. I'm going to try and do Send It Surrey, and then we're planning to go to Float Life Fest.
Very excited for a
first American event. That should be. I'm really excited for that. And then the Portugal.
I'm very happy for you guys.
And the finals in Portugal.
Yeah.
Which is very conveniently placed for me. Like
just down the road.
Hour drive.
Oh, in Portugal. Oh, that is very new for me. So Portugal is always the end. Do you ever try the tour?
I haven't.
And you?
It's because living here, what I've normally done is go and meet them for parts of the tour and then come back home.
The problem, you don't need it because you are there every time doing the tour.
Yeah,
you know everything there. So for me, the important thing, I have some questions. And each one of you is going to answer. Some people leave some questions, and one of them is going to be, who is the crazy girl that you race against?
Craziest girl. Oh, I don't know. I think it's Layla.
Yeah,
She's
pretty crazy.
She's quite punchy. She overtook me in a single track, and it was like nuts. Cool. If she'd pulled it off, it would have been like amazing.
Yeah.
But
she fell, didn't she?
She fell right under me, and I couldn't even move to get around her because the track she'd chosen was so tight. She takes all the risks. She takes risks.
Yeah.
She's really interesting to ride against.
And you're going to take the risks this year?
I'm going to try and take the risks. I've made a couple of mistakes in the past where I've like taken the wrong line. So I think, yeah, this year I'm going to really focus on like getting the right line. And yeah, just thinking about the tune and how the board is working. And the worst thing is the big tire with the turning. I think the core might actually really help with that. And I don't overheat it because there's just no way that I can do it. So it'll be for the like lighter board to fly with as well.
Yeah.
So
it's a big difference.
Yeah.
Do you think that was this 2 years was a improvement for you to learn and see your mistakes? Now is the third year. Now you know where you.
Yeah. I think you get better every time. I think the best thing to do is just compete with yourself rather than like, obviously it is a competition and a race, but like not to be too hard on yourself if, you know, other people are like, you know, coming in first and faster than you and things like that. Like I like mapping my own progression. So we've started doing Hermes segments where we're recording our time, seeing if we can knock off a couple of seconds on the same track. And it's so like rewarding. It's really nice to see the progression because we knocked seconds off the other day, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's the way to go, I think.
Yeah.
And for you, my friend, who is the crazy guys you race against for? Because it's difficult. If I can put it, I'm going to put you. you are
crazy. I don't know how you measure craziness. I think everyone that's doing these speeds on the one wheel is a little bit crazy, right? But
nah, there are some of them, but not all, my friend. There is a small group that they don't have no limits, and you are inside of this small box.
Alexis is the one I like most, like competition-wise, for like pushing each other kind of thing. He's faster than me, but I still like to try and get in his head a little bit. If I can get him past him and then keep the lead for a little bit, like in Belgium, it's really fun. And then we can have like a conversation about the race and we really get into like the details of what, who, on what corner and stuff like that. That's quite.
For me, the crazy guys I've seen, I think, was this guy from Switzerland. What's his name? The friend from he comes always in second place.
Fabian. Fabian.
You don't have no.
First time I saw him, like before, he's like wearing no gear, just a small helmet.
You don't care, my friend. You don't care. He comes from work and he comes race.
Yeah. And then
no protection, nothing. Where are you going? Oh, you have to wear a helm. Huh? What? Yeah.
Okay. Crazy.
Yeah.
I think Veronica as well is really fast. She just came out of nowhere in the semi-final. So the Czech races are like.
So the Czech races is, I just want to say to everybody, I go to Czech when I have the chance. I'm going to go to Czech now in April again. Czech is like the best place you guys can go. They don't speak no English, but they are there. They are drinking always with something in his hands, and they are always happy, and they bring you to the worst places that you cannot imagine. But they are always in a positive way. I always have fun. I was one time there with my skateboard and they was with the one wheels and they say to me, Nelson, come, we're going to eat something. And I say, okay, we're going to the trails. And they say, but I'm with the skateboard, not with the one wheel. They say, no, it's easier. And when I came to one place and I could not go back because I was in the middle of, and there is no place for the board. That was just me carrying the board and they are laughing and drinking beer and they are just saying, Nelson, you are with the problem. And I said, guys, how much? I say about 5 kilometers. I said, okay, thank you so much. But I advise to everybody to go there and have fun. Czechs are very good and fantastic country too.
They were at the Portugal finals, even though they were traveling. They were the most supportive of people fixing people's boards. They had a van with all the tools, super organized, who were just like very quickly like fixing problems on boards and stuff, and super supportive.
The guys from Denmark are the same. The first time in Italia, was the time I met Lars, and was one guy with a board with a problem, and at one moment one guy comes with a box and he starts to with the sensor problem, and he said, "Oh, we can fix it here. We don't need to go anywhere," and they have everything there, and they're fixing it in I think 10 minutes, and I was like, "Oh, that is community thing. That is compromise. They come prepare for
Everything.
the problems, and that is the beautiful thing." So the other question is gears, my friends. Some persons ask to you, you don't use too much gears, my lady.
I gear up. It's not.
Well, it's not so much in your feet. You don't have not so much, and your friend too. That was one of the questions they asked me. What is going to be this year? More protections, or is going to be like you are in holidays?
Yeah, I'm kind of getting tired of the hospital visits now. It's I'm a regular. It's not fun anymore. I'm gonna gear up for sure.
Yeah.
Get some more layers.
We're looking at the hockey stuff that
Yeah.
Luke Austin suggested.
Yeah, Luke sent a message saying about hockey gear option. I think bottom protection. I think that's definitely a solid option.
Yeah.
Like for the butt and the legs and stuff and the lower back. It's kind of an area that scares me. Like landing on the spine is.
That is here. Yeah. Do you see Jaffa in Portugal when he was fold? He fall very bad, and that is things we have to take care of, and good protection for your hands too, guys. Very important.
So I think are the best one for the wrist. Just splinted ones, because I've tried ones that don't have the splint going the whole way down. That's not good. I just bought some U-form pads, so I'm keen to try those out and see how that works out.
I don't know if you guys see the video. I have a video from the A-Rides. It's from UK, I think. You have to see the gloves from them, or the type from glove from them, because it's very good. And I think they are not so expensive. Because they have protection on the front and protections here.
That's what I want.
Yes, and that is the best ones you can have. If you don't want to,
yeah,
please
send us the link. Yeah,
it's perfect, my friends. Believe me, it's not. You don't need to buy it from the M, but from a company who do the same thing. I think Onewheel and some of companies has the same, but the price is good. And is in UK, maybe you can find it for a better price there, because the company is from UK. But they sell it in Europe. Let me see the other. What is for you guys the favorite? Trails, race, or tricks?
Oh no, I like mixed. The races actually really scare me, but it's like a good feeling afterwards with the adrenaline. But I get really nervous beforehand. But then I really like just trails, trails. I learned in the redwoods and stuff, so it's just really nice. So yeah, I don't know.
My favorite. It's two different ways of looking at it. My favorite for the adrenaline is racing, 100%. I'd race every day if I could. Like, I just love getting on the board and going as fast as possible. But my zen, my relax is more like street riding on a slick tire, just like on the road with my music, just going with the cars and the traffic, going around the roundabouts.
See, I hate that.
Or on the beach with no obstacles or bumps or cracks. Like I don't want to have to think about the route. If I'm relaxing, switch off my brain and just be like, and just glide. The softer the tire, the better. So it's no noise, and it's just like going like with the stuff. I find that really relaxing. But then for the adrenaline, it's the races.
Do you get good with each other when you go for a ride together?
Yeah,
it's good.
A mixture, don't we? Like street to get to the trails, and then we do some trail riding and riding with nice views on Falasia and stuff as well.
And when it comes to tricks, do you guys change? Say, how to do it? How can you do it? How can you? There is some changes of. How can you do it? Can you teach me or something like that?
Yeah, we film each other as well and like look at the footage. It makes it easier to weight was too far forwards or too far back or what's going wrong.
You explain it quite well in terms of like where to position your body to like wind different tricks and that kind of thing. So I think you explain it quite well. So it makes it easier. But then just watching the YouTube videos from people like Ali in the US, like for the curb really helps.
It's good for a start. I think the only way to do it is really to just try again
you just
and
have
again
to
and
keep
again
doing
yourself. Just keep doing it.
And repetition, but I like it on glossy patches because I get scared of the concrete. So it's like whatever's the easiest thing that makes you feel the least freaked out to do it. It's good. Burials, I dig a little hole so that my tire doesn't move off, so that it doesn't go primo to start with, and then I built it up.
Yeah,
it's just
that was a
gradual.
good strategy.
Yeah.
When you do, when you ride your one wheels, that is the other question. Downhill for you or straight? What you prefer?
Downhill.
Downhill, straight. Just a straight line as fast as possible.
That's nice to have two different. That is very nice. That way, I think that is good. I prefer straight too, but downhill sometimes with my weight maybe because of that is a little different.
It's an accomplishment if you can do it, and it's a really steep hill and things like that, and you get over the fear. I have to stand and stare at it for like hours, but then I get it eventually, and it feels really good.
I think now with the evolution of ATR as well, it's making, and the Vesc power and turning up the brakes and stuff makes the down more accessible for everyone. I like using the brake boost tune, like with really high settings and the board really stiff with the aggressiveness. And then when the ATR is working well, you can set the max angle. Like if you use the normal slider, it goes up to like 5 degrees, but if you go and manually change the max angle to like 15 or 20 degrees, you can just push up a hill and the nose will just come up, come up, come up. It's not very comfortable to ride casually, but if you're in somewhere like Falasia and you're going up and down, I just put that on and then I don't have to think if I'm going up or downhill. I can just ride like normal, and the board just does everything for me.
Yeah, it need to compete in the best trail rider thing in Portugal because I never would have been able to do that and get over that fear of going down those big hills if it hadn't.
It's a different experience. If you're on an XR, you have to go send it. You can way forward and you keep going. On the Vesc, you can brake and choose your line. You've got more control. It's
talk with me, my friend. I was always in a shit XR and I was falling all the time. It was always disconnection. The first time I have my Vesc, I'm like in paradise. I said, oh, that is the other thing. Oh my God, I feel safe now.
You add the Vesc and the big tire and the battery with more range, and then you just go out for a ride and you just cruise on the dirt for hours. It's the best.
So now we're going to go to the question in the beginning somebody put here, and we don't want to forget. What is happening in the background that there in a workstation? I know that you put everything new. Is something new there? I'm going to pass I think I have the pictures here. Let me just...
Oh, the bench itself is new, yeah.
Let me just put...
I'm currently changing my motor for a Fungineers connector so that I can swap between my Superflux and a hypercore, a pint hypercore, to see and do some tests to see if I'm going to overheat it. Because when I was in on the Superflux 20 minutes, I didn't, but it would be good test to see if I overheat the hypercore, because then it's way better for travel.
For like me or you, Nelson, I think we would overheat the motor quite quickly, but because Jess is a bit lighter, if the test works, it's ride the hypercore and not overheat it, then there's no point having the extra like 4 kilos of Superflux for carrying up the stairs and putting the board in the car. So we're going to experiment with an old motor to see if it works.
You show me this picture here. This picture is...
Oh, that's cool.
But you have something very special about, you told me then, you have something very special on the top that you don't need to be always controlling the charging.
Picture. Do you have the other picture I sent you?
Yeah, I'm going to go to the other picture. Give me just a second.
Basically,
and let me just go here because I have
these.
Take a second.
I'm from AliExpress. Where's the camera? If you put the if you pass the cable that's going to the plug socket through here, when current goes through it, it powers this. So when the board is charging, the light lights up.
I don't have your picture?
Maybe it's gone.
You sent me the picture.
Oh, it might be in my ones that
I sent it to you.
No, you sent it to me, but I don't have it. I don't know why.
Anyway, it's this. I've got these lights on top of the stand, and then
wait a second. Let me just change that way that people can see it better. Yeah, no.
When the boards are behind each socket, I have one of these. It's unnecessary, but I thought it would be a fun experiment. They were
No,
like,
it's very good.
they were like €1.50 on AliExpress or something, or €1.80.
I think that
So
is fantastic.
it's more wiring, and then from a distance you can see whether they're still charging or not charging, and then when it's finished, the light goes off instead of having to look for the little charger light. It's stupid,
I think that
but
is amazing.
it's a
I was
fun
like, when you showed me, I said, "Oh, that is perfect. I don't have to go and look for everything." And that is something that I think is simple and effective.
And also sometimes when you're plugging in the board, you don't always, sometimes it's not 100% plugged in, or the charger thing is loose and you think it's charging, and then you go to ride and it's not charged properly. It's rare, but sometimes it happens. But with the big red light, it's really obvious whether it's working or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that
You
is
can see when
wonderful.
it starts balancing, it starts flashing on top of the stand as well, so you can have a good perception of.
And is everything now finished, or you guys are planning to do something in your workshop?
No, I think that's pretty much finished.
For the boards, we've got to do some BMS stuff, and then you've got to build another board. So we've got like a giant load of batteries just sat there waiting to be welded.
I'm building a board for my dad as well. He tried our board.
Oh,
Yeah, he came for a ride with us. He's like 50 something.
First ride, and he went ages.
He used a
and didn't
full XR battery on his first ride. We rode for like an hour, and his legs were like, my legs. But he rode the whole way, like barely fell off. And he's like, I want one. I want a Vesc with all the power and blah, blah. So I'm gonna make him.
and he said, "Oh, Papa, you have to be my sponsor now." Oh, no way. So they
compete in the Legends, maybe.
Yeah, that I think is good.
Yeah,
I think that is important. That is the one thing I love to see more ladies. I think the legends should be there. And I think the kids, we have to put more kids because that is the future of this sport. We have to have them. Doesn't matter if it's 3 in one race, bring them. It's 2, put them there. Doesn't matter. But you have to have always. Is one kid, let him ride alone. Let him do the best time. But next time he's going to come with a friend, and the friend can use a board from somebody. Doesn't matter. Just do it. Yeah. And I'm going to make a question is like this. How do you see the evolution in Algarve, my friend? Because I talk about UK. You guys doing so much stuff. I know there is lots of DIY there. Philippe, the guys working, you, and the girls I see that was in a days the ladies they was a ride too from all the ladies there. They was not so good riders, but all of them was riding in this day.
All
the wives
and stuff. Yeah, everyone's girlfriends getting involved, and then they want their own boards as well. Now when we go for a group ride now, maybe like 8-10 people. There's no future motion boards anymore. It's all Vesc, and it's all DIY Vesc. Maybe one float wheel or 2. The rest is all DIY boards. We all make our own batteries. There's a few K-Worlds between us. Philippe's got his workshop going, like with everything that you could need, and there's boards under the table and stuff need to be fixed and everything going on. It's really exciting. And then as soon as someone's board breaks, we all get together and like diagnose it in the group chat, take it to someone's house and start taking it apart and fixing whatever's broken and stuff. It's so no one's depending on any company, you know. It's and we all have, like, between us we have spare parts that we can lend to each other, like, I need a new controller, a tire or a motor or blah blah blah, and then they order one and then you give them yours and then they'll replace it. So it's like a really good like Vesc community. Happened in like the space of 1 year. Like a year ago, well, a year and a half ago, like none of us were riding or had boards. Like half of us were just getting into it. So it's very quickly evolved.
It was a big evolution.
Yeah,
of course we don't. Of course we have to thank a lot to Fabio, because Fabio
does so much for getting more people involved. He's teaching kids to ride every single skateboard event. He's there with Onewheels before he has to go to work, so he'll get up at 6 in the morning and fill his car up with all his boards, and he's like putting helmets on these kids and stuff. And we'll sometimes go and stuff like that, but like Fabio's just there all the time teaching thousands of kids like Onewheels and stuff. He does so much for the community.
He's amazing.
He needs more recognition for what he does, I think.
Tips that he provides for the trail riding and stuff like that, like if he gives you a tip, listen 100%.
He's a pro,
because he knows what he's talking about.
He's a really good
Yeah,
coach.
that is the important thing. That is community. It starts with one kid as a dream. He wants to do it. I remember the first time we speak, he was just riding alone, like me. In Germany, I ride most of the time alone, and he comes to the lone rider and starts to make a tour alone to Sagres, and then you see what is Algarve today. Today is we having a very big uh, tour and race and the finals in Portugal. And it's not that just bringing the persons in the weekends for doing the trails. You was the first time in a weekends there making a weekends with him, Jane.
Yeah,
That's it.
Mhm. Yeah, I went and did that
Right.
one for a weekend.
yeah.
It was really cool.
What was this experience?
It was Fabio taking me on the trails and just giving me tips on like exactly how to take the different routes.
The downhills.
I hadn't done any downhills like that before because on the Algarve they've got crazy downhills and it's really technical and a lot of routes and that kind of thing and lots of cambers. So yeah, he was really like telling you how to like absorb all of the jumps and get down low and like how to maneuver the board. He's like great tips. It was like
the difference between the first day you got there and 2 days later.
Yeah.
There were things you'd look at and be like, no, I'm not going to try that, and then you would
with
doing
them
it.
out. But yeah, he's
Good.
very good at encouraging.
I think the weekends is a really good concept.
Yeah,
I think
I think in the winter they
Yeah.
should do the weekends because there's a lot of people that have got not such great weather at that time and just coming over to Portugal because it's still like nice. It
Mhm.
rains a bit, and it's cold at night.
Yeah.
Still the same as it is like for the races.
But people are coming here all the time anyway. Like
Oh, yeah.
Vince was just here, Vince Vaughan, and people are always
Vince Vaughan
welcome
is here.
to come. And if they come, we're going on group rides. They can come along, and we'll make a special group ride if we have visitors and stuff like
Mhm.
all the time. So it doesn't have to be so official. Everyone's
No.
always
Mhm.
just ride with us whenever they want.
Yeah,
We're always at events. I'm always telling people just come and ride, come and ride.
it's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think that is important. Guys, I don't want to make this video very big. I just want to say, first of all, I wish you the best luck for this year. First of all, enjoy yourselves in the trails, in events. First of all, it's always a pleasure to see the two of you. As a couple, I love to see the two of you. I think you passed perfect one to another. Is like a perfect combination. I told you that in private, the two of you, and was a pleasure to be the first couple this year. We're going to have, I think, 15 couples this year in interviews. You are the first ones, and I'm very proud of you to come and accept and
Right.
to show.
Inviting us.
And the important thing is to the future. People are out there. Maybe you guys can be an inspiration for them. If you are riding as a boy and you have your lady, give him a try. Maybe or go to an event. Maybe you can find your couple there too. You never know. And just go to the events. The AOL, I think they have 7 or 8 events this year. Go to I'm going to leave the links there so you can go there, and I think can be a good opportunity if you never ride a one wheel. I know there you have the chance to try it. All of the people are very nice and they don't have no problem to teach you what is the one wheel. That is a great community. Doesn't matter where you go, the AOL are a community events. That's why I invite to all of you guys to go there if you have the chance. And the good thing in Europe, you have in different countries, you have the option what is close to you. If you are in holidays, maybe you are taking holidays in Europe, go there. There's going to be lots of events, and that way is opportunity for you guys. And maybe you can see this two beautiful couple, this couple here racing.
Come and say hi.
I just want to say for you guys, like always, I leave you with the last goodbyes from my side. We're going to have in 3 days is going to be the champion of USA, Austin and Mercedes. That is going to be the second couple to come here. And if you want to come and see them, it will be a pleasure.
For sure.
And for the two of you, I leave you with the last words for the community. From my side, thank you so much for coming. It's a pleasure, and I hope to see you on the top this year again. You was third place this year, and you was close to the coming, but this year maybe I'm going to see the two of you maybe in a 4 last ones.
I'll give it a go.
So I leave you with the last words.
But we'll have fun for sure, whatever happens.
Yeah. Any women, if you're really interested in racing, the community of women are really welcoming and friendly, and it's not as intimidating as you think it might be. I went to float the Highlands on my own the first time, and I only knew one person, just Gareth. So yeah, do it and take the leap and give it a go. And we're all friendly and we'll be nice. So
yeah, I agree. I think going to events is like the biggest efficient way of progressing in the sport,
Yeah.
and meeting people and just getting involved in it and progressing.
you don't have to be super skilled in it. Any level,
Yeah, just
you'll
have
find
fun.
people who are at the same level as you. So
100%.
My friends, I'm just going to make a last question. I didn't admit it. We're going to see maybe in the future you guys building some stuff for anyone who wants to need a board?
No, but I'm always happy to help people fix problems with their boards, or
Yeah.
message for advice or something like that. Or maybe if someone wanted something custom, but there's
As shop you're never going to be.
No, I direct them towards Philippe. Philippe's doing some things like that for
Yeah.
people. Really good stuff.
and Oliver at 420 obligatory,
Yeah,
he's doing some really good design. But I think
Yeah.
what we can do is maybe just explain the fly packs and things like that
give people
from our
the
side
options.
to make it, kind of accessible for people. So I think we'd like to do that. But yeah,
Yeah.
leave it at that.
Yeah, guys. And if you want, there is a very nice group in Portugal. His name is I'm going to put it here because it's very nice. They made it the perfect logo.
GDP.
GDB. So guys, if you don't love it, you have to love it. Come on. Let me just change here very fast.
Pretty good logo.
That is the perfect logo. I have a hat from them. I have to see it where I have it, but they are amazing.
Everyone who comes to Onewheel Algarve knows what Shitty Biddy means.
I think that is amazing. So thank you so much. Was a pleasure, guys. Don't forget, if you have any questions for Mercedes and Austin, leave it there, and we'll try to put your questions there for you, the two of you.
We will.
Shrek on, and we see us maybe in UK, and we are